Thanks for clicking on our faces. We are here tonight to talk about She-Hulk. What episode is this? Episode 7?
8.
We're
What?
already at 8?
No, this isn't episode 9. Hold up.
This is
No, in
episode
episode
7.
9. Well, we're supposed to have 9 episodes, so this is 8.
Wait a minute now.
How about we look? There is that graphic. We can just take a quick glance at that.
Yeah.
All right, episode 8.
Okay, there we go.
Woo! As you may have already noticed, the libations and spirits and drinks of choice have already been poured.
Yep.
So if you're drinking with us, leave us a like and take your shot.
Please.
Now, a lot happened in this little 30-minute episode tonight, y'all. A lot of reveals and revelations.
Oh,
Are we going to say it? Are we just going to hop right into it? It's clearly in the
let's
thumbnail.
be clear. Let's just jump into it. Everyone was so hyped about this episode. Everyone was waiting for the last 7, 8 episodes. They were like, where the heck is Matt? Where is Matt? Matt, where's Matt? Matt is back. Tonight, Matt was back. He came in, and I thought that he really spiced up this episode tonight. I had a lot of fun. I don't think it was a concern, but I was like, I wonder how they're going to depict him in this universe, because Matt, from what I remember from Daredevil on the Netflix, it was gritty, bloody, and all that stuff. But we kind of had a lighthearted Matt. He was still kind of gruesome and he beat people up. But even him laughing and he smiled a lot more than he did in the Netflix series. But
he was stressed out. Oh yeah, the trifecta from the episode. The trio destiny.
Word up. That's right.
But you know what? He did smell a lot more. But keep in mind, he's on vacation. He's on the other side of the United States. He doesn't have Karen, causing him strife
and everything.
That's right.
So he's a happier guy. But they did reveal him after She-Hulk had to take on this case that, again, was a conflict of interest because this weirdo Leapfrog, what the hell he called himself?
Yeah, Leapfrog, yep.
Frog guy.
He's Tadpole, but then he's like Leapfrog. Oh, God.
We'll just call him Frogger.
Yeah,
it reminded me of the guy from Kick-Ass. I think that's the movie.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
When I first saw him, I was like, oh.
It's because he's wearing green, that's why.
Yeah. You don't see too many of those with the green outfits on.
Matter of fact, he kind of reminded me, just a cheap plug, because they just revealed the Mario trailer today, but gave me the looks of like when Mario wears the frog suit.
Wait, hold on.
Wow.
Was it the trailer or was it just like a peek of what
it was a peek, not really a trailer, but and it looked really cool. I don't want to get off track, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Check it out. It was really cool.
So, yeah, she had to represent him against her stylist, her tailor, because he claimed that, of course, the suit was defective, yada, yada, yada. And then they're in the courtroom, and lo and behold, his representative, his lawyer, was a one Mr. Matt Murdock.
Fact.
And he was on his game. Usually I was like, look, all throughout Daredevil, this dude was never in the courtroom, always in the streets. And I wasn't that confident in his lawyering abilities. But he did the thing in the courtroom in She-Hulk.
And also too,
out-lawyered her.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say on this scene, it made me want to see more of them go one-on-one in the courtroom, because like Matt really was on top of his game. Even at the end, it was almost like a little burn when he said, because Leapfrog, he was like, he had burns on his legs and everything, so it came from some kind of oil. He can smell it. It gave him an advantage.
Jet fuel.
Yes, and he can pick on that, and he was able to use that. He already won the case, but it was almost like, oh, how can I get an A+, but an A++? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I really like that scene. It made me want to just see more of them in the courtroom.
I thought it was great. I just, to She-Hulk's defense, her client was an idiot.
Yes.
Yeah. Her client really was an idiot. Like, he is just like, come on, man. I mean, Matt Murdock literally had that in his hands. But the way that they introduced him, wow.
Yes.
I love it because it's a lawyer show, and then they put him on this lawyer, and he out-lawyers her, and then all of a sudden, oh, man, that whole thing was just great. Like, if this was wrestling, I would have been like, you know what I'm saying? You're saying, yes, Daniel Bryan in right now, because I popped so hard as soon as they brought him in, because we were waiting for it, and the way that they did it was just.
But my thing about Matt is he's a little bit of a dirty bird. And I knew it from Daredevil. He cannot turn down a beautiful woman. And when he saw Jennifer at the bar, of course, he pulled a little move. He sent her over a drink.
Wait. Hold up. We're not going to act like we did not hear what she just said. She said, when Matt saw her.
You know, he saw her with his echolocation. Like she said.
Okay, that was insensitive, and we apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen.
He sent her a drink because, you know, he wants to get her turned. So she's less likely to say no. But they started bonding at the bar. You know, sparks were flying. What do you guys think of that scene?
Well, first of all, she can hold her liquor.
Yeah.
She can.
He didn't know that. No, he didn't know that.
Liquor. And no, I mean, you know, honestly, just the way that the wittiness that was going back and forth, already they're fighting. And
the banter, yes.
Yes, the banter was just beautiful. Like, he's just, you know, picking on her and being real and being himself. And because the thing is, like, what I really appreciate it is that it certainly doesn't feel like a different Daredevil so far, except for the suit. But just the whole banter between them, I thought there was just a ton of chemistry. Mind you, they both work in the same field. And then even you know, in later parts, like, which I thought was hilarious, where they're being lawyers again, and then they're literally fighting and then having a conversation about what defenses of this, what defenses of that. So he's like just hitting her in her job, in everything. You know what I mean? Like, she's
very compatible.
Yes, definitely. Like,
but she was coming across a little thirsty, even though he was giving her the signals and stuff. He was giving her the signals.
But how could she not be thirsty after everything that she went through, all the drama that she went through? I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
how can you blame her?
I would be thirsty at that point, though.
I mean, listen. When she said, "Why don't we skip all that?" I was like, "Go ahead, girl. Go ahead." I ain't even mad at you for that. Like, go ahead. Did you see the smile the next day? What? Anyway.
But after that scene at the bar, it's the scene where she gets a call from Leapfrog talking about, oh, someone's chasing me.
There was one before that, because then there was that creep guy who always have a thing for her and all that stuff.
Oh,
and he
the weirdo.
Yeah, from Wakanda, which was such cringe. Like, it was such like, don't be cringe.
I studied abroad over in Wakanda.
yeah, and then he did the offensive Wakanda. It was really offensive. I wanted to throw, because there was a lot of, you know, you mentioned earlier, Vic, how Hawk Devil, that her client was an idiot, which I totally agree. But a lot of the men on the show, is kind of displayed as an idiot. So I just wanted to throw that out here because this guy was an idiot too. But you was mentioning, see, absolutely, he's having this chase scene. He's in the car. He says some mad person's attacking me and all this stuff. And then She-Hulk is like, or Jennifer is like, oh, I'm not far from now. I'll be right there. And it was cool because I really loved that they introduced the super suit for She-Hulk. I'm just a big fan to detail and stuff like that. And I thought it just looked so cool. Once again, played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I know that suit because of that game. And seeing her in the suit was cool. And then you see the reveal, which was already been revealed, about Matt in the yellow and red suit, which I gotta say, it didn't bother me. But
it didn't look good.
And listen, I agree that the black simplistic.
That was the daddy suit, the black one. This is like, what the F is this? Look like Ronald McDonald.
I was about to say,
I wonder if there's like some kind of a Batman-ish to this, and what I mean by that, like, if there's some tech behind that suit as to why it has to be that color. You know what I'm saying? I hope they reveal something like that.
It's a simple callback, because he used to have the yellow and red, so they went back to that just to touch on that. Like, this was a costume. And I think there was some questions I had here too, where like. So he was already featured in Spider-Man No Way Home, and now he's here. And I'm like, this has to be the same Matt. I don't know, because there were certain things you said before, oh, he wasn't that different, but he really was. He was a lot more lighthearted. You know, he showed more teeth. You know, once again, he was smiling more.
But is that just because of the tone of this show? Because She-Hulk is more of a jokey type show.
I believe that totally to be the reason why. Because I think a lot of people in the show if you bring in someone from the Marvel universe, like right now, and even though the Marvel universe, you can say there's a lot of jokes and stuff like that, certain characters they'll bring in, they would still probably add some kind of humor to it. So I think that's why they made him more lighthearted. I saw some on Twitter where they said, oh, they brought back Daredevil and him being lighthearted. I don't remember Daredevil being lighthearted. I would just remember Homeboy was in the streets beating people in sweats and chucks. So
maybe
you know,
the
when
Ben
he was
Affleck
flirting, when
no,
he was
that was the
flirting,
crappy
he
one.
was
That was the
like,
crappy one.
when he was like flirting and like talking to people, he was a little lighthearted. Like, I mean, I see where you coming
You
from.
have to, like, you're not winning a girl over by
Like, no, but what I'm saying is that they
But-
showed a lot of that with him and during that show.
But he was trying to win over She-Hulk this episode, so maybe that's the reason he's, putting on the charm because he was trying to put the moves on
Well,
Jen.
yeah, remember before he already knew who She-Hulk was. I was gonna say, but right, she didn't know who he was and stuff. And I just want to sit here and touch on this scene a little bit because I thought the scene was really cool. Seeing them fight and you see him doing all the flips. I don't remember him doing all that stuff in the Netflix stuff. So when you see him do all the acrobatic stuff, which Daredevil is known for, it was really cool where they're on like the top of the garage and that he's flipping around and she's trying to catch him. And I liked even the little music tone that they have there. Hey, what's going on, Crazy Joe? I know that he's going to be with us at Comic-Con tomorrow. He's great.
Nice.
Yes, he's going to be there. He's going to be Rocky the Squirrel.
Nice.
Yes, Rocky the Squirrel.
Nice.
What X-Men character is it?
It's from Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yes. But I really like this scene a lot because I just thought it was really cool seeing two superheroes fight each other. And then they have that like, oh, shoot, we have a common enemy. We need to team up.
I don't know. She-Hulk should have been able to like take him out, honestly. Her hits are enough to kill this man.
Yeah, but you know, too, Daredevil is pretty darn quick. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to compare speed. I don't want to compare speed to him and Spider-Man, but he's pretty damn quick. So, like, when she was throwing stuff, I do appreciate her. I do appreciate, I say her, but I appreciate him where he's dodging it. It wasn't like, I said, well, if she throws that car and that hit him, he should be dead. But he was ducking, he was bobbing and weaving. So I do appreciate that they showcase that because Daredevil is not some like run-of-the-mill, like, ordinary superhero. Like this dude can dodge, he's quick. So I do appreciate that. And even when he got caught, it took her to do the clap to
get him.
You stupid.
Hopefully that was the only clap she had by the end of the episode.
Now listen, I think Matt can appreciate that was the only clap he got.
Well, he is.
Well, we hope.
He did the clap by the end.
Well,
of
yeah,
Who knows about Josh though? Josh was a dirty bird. Hopefully she went to the
well,
clinic.
you know what they call him in the comic books? They call Josh the clapper.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking, Vic.
Funny. If that was true, that'd be hilarious.
That would be really sad.
But also the way she was able just to pluck off his mask. I don't know. There seems to be a flaw in this design here. How easy it was for her to take it off.
She's super
She
strong.
won.
So, like,
Yeah, but
she's like,
dude. Like, I mean, if she's gonna rip your mask off, Matt's just lucky she didn't want to rip him in half. You know, so I mean that doesn't really too much. I mean the mask. I mean,
it just popped off like a freaking Lego head. It wasn't even. I don't know. I just feel like it just should have been more like harder to put off. Or maybe he could have put up a fight. And then how was he still able to hear with that supersonic clap she gave him?
But he did mention, you gotta remember too, later on he does mention, he said, yeah, I'm really good at hearing, or I used to be really good. So
but like the scene, literally the next scene, he's hearing heartbeats from like 5 miles away. So it was like,
yeah, I don't know about his hearing and stuff like that.
That was wild. How you hear heartbeats from the second floor and the first floor beneath it, and you already know how everybody's there. I was like,
right after that big ass clap. No, ain't no way in hell.
Well, this probably wasn't Matt's first clap.
I mean, he didn't see that coming. That's not something that he saw coming. So I understand why he got him with that. Like, you know what I mean? Because everything that she was throwing at him, he was on some like.
Well, Vic started that one. That one I couldn't help. That was good.
Stop being
so. Yeah, so they figured out each other's identity. Well, he already knew her, but she figured out his, and they combined resources and went after Leapfrog, who turns out was the bad guy. He kidnapped our designer,
Luke Jacobson.
Luke Jacob, forcing him to make designs to his suit.
I just want I don't feel like we talk enough about his character, and I just want to point out I just think he's great. Like he's just hilarious. He's a great secondary character. I just wanted to throw that out there real quick. I could go deep detail because he always has so much flair when he was talking to She-Hulk, and even in the scene where he's kidnapped, and you can see he's really upset, like he had to make this suit. But carry on. He was saying some things. Yes.
That they combined forces.
Yes.
And broke into this warehouse after some banter because they were a little light flirting, a little banter, yada yada yada. Daredevil has his kick-ass scene. He's fighting henchmen, or what do you say, goons, in the hallway.
Yeah.
And I like the fight scenes. He was doing everything he had to do. Like, he had his rod, hitting folks with it.
And that rod was badass.
I mean, I liked the part before, like when they were arguing, because it really reveals how much of a novice She-Hulk is when it comes to being a superhero.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like on some like, can I just go in and smash? Because she's accustomed to not getting hurt and breaking things up. She's not used to stealth or thinking about how do we get into this and all of that. And he's used to being Batman. And then like right after that, when they were fighting, like she's like, listen, I'm trying to give you some lawyer help. And then he's in the background out lawyering her while he's kicking people's asses.
Yeah.
Like that was just like, okay. So like right then and there, I was like, man, this is a great tag team right here. I'd love to see them in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? And just walk in and hold devil. I love it.
We saw them in the courtroom, and we also saw them in the bedroom, because shortly after,
there we go.
They connected. Like Vic alluded to before, she said, "Look, we ain't even got to do all that dating stuff. What's what? Right? Look at that. Straight back to the house."
Facts.
And good for her. Good for her. Women can just be like that as well. It doesn't always have to be the Daredevils, the Matt Murdock. Go ahead, get your groove on, She-Hulk.
Yeah.
No, she sure did.
That's right.
That's right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But then after that, oh man.
The Walk of Shame?
Yeah. No, not even that. Like, the Walk of Shame was awesome. I was very happy to see Daredevil do a Walk of Shame. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect them to do that.
No.
See Daredevil just doing a Walk of Shame, like, hey, what's up, lady? And
And then hums.
And then what?
No, he hums. Like, as he's walking, he's like, "Good morning," and he goes, "Doo, doo, doo, doo," something like that. I mean, he hums at the end.
And I'm like,
hey.
I wonder where the hell he's going. Hey, how you doing, Dan? I wonder
who
where
knows.
He was
Back to his hotel, because he's an out-of-towner.
Yeah.
Why keep the
but we thought that was going to be the end of the episode, and as did She-Hulk, because she was, breaking the fourth wall and all of that. But she had the award gala to go to for the best woman lawyer, whatever, best female lawyer.
Female lawyer. You're right.
And she has on her little fancy dress, even though the dress wasn't giving. I don't know, guys, how you feel about it. I don't know. She's paid all of this money for a custom dress. It didn't look all that great to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just very basic. It looks like something she could have picked up at Macy's or something.
Yeah.
But she won, as did every female lawyer there. And I don't understand how this is an award show if everybody's winning.
Yeah, that makes no sense. It feels like a participation award.
Yeah, it's like, why did you tell me to come if everybody's,
No, but the other girl, the way that she pointed it out, like the other lawyer, I forget her name, that was great. She was just like, oh, how does it feel to be a female lawyer? I hate being a female lawyer all the time on stage. Like, I was like, go ahead, let them know.
But as Jen was giving her little acceptance speech, that's when, the thing happened. Behind her, we got freaking Anonymous coming on screen. Talking about, you don't know the real She-Hulk. Here's the real She-Hulk. And playing her freaking sex tape in the background. And, unbeknownst to her, because she had no idea she was being filmed, which is illegal. This is like a, what's it called? When you like leak someone's nudes?
Wrong.
Yes, very much wrong.
There's a courtroom term for it, but wrong. How about we just start with that?
Yes. And how disgusting of them to play that in front of her parents. Her parents were in the audience, guys. Gross.
The father was so grossed out. Like,
yes.
As he should.
Honestly, this seems so petty. I really feel that Titania's behind this
Really?
because
I know.
yeah,
I think you
this
guys
show.
had it right the last episode. I think it's the boys from the retreat.
I mean, well, hey, yeah, yes, yes, them too. Because yo,
them
this
too.
right here was just that was just bad. Like they embarrassed the hell out of her, which really doesn't matter because it's an award show for being a lawyer. So her
So it
sex life
doesn't
has
matter.
nothing to do with it. No, her sex life has nothing to do with it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is just that that shit is embarrassing. You know what I mean? They just embarrassed the hell out of her. That's why I feel like it was very mean girl, that whole situation. That's why I thought Titania. But you could be right. It's good that you mentioned that because they could be those guys. And those guys seem very, very in touch with their feminine side. So I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised if they
That
were
stuff all last week was just it was just such a hoax. And after watching it sometime last week when we were watching, I was watching it back multiple times, and there was a certain thing, and even something you brought up. I want to bring it up again. You mentioned, hey, why was it her phone able to work when she got into this retreat with all these guys? These guys then all of a sudden, yeah, screw Josh, forget Josh. Matter of fact, yeah, you know what? To really get over him, right? Like it's certain
Hmm.
things that really just played out where you just couldn't help but be like, that was done. Titania to me was like not a supporting character, but she was like the boss before the boss. Maybe
I
a
see what you
boss
mean.
under, maybe two bosses under. I would even say. I would say
Yeah.
two bosses under. She's just, she ain't behind it. I mean, I sincerely doubt
Yeah,
that.
and it's not her style. She likes to be seen in her villainousness.
Yeah,
That's
Like
true.
everything has been her in person doing
Yeah.
it to
Yeah.
She-Hulk. This
yes.
one wanted to hide their identity behind masks, using two little goons. Titania hasn't done that. I don't think that's in her,
No, she like
her
I said, she
MO.
wants to be seen. She wants to be heard. She wants it to be. She wants to put on the show.
Yeah.
She's not someone who's going to be backstage. She's all eyes on her.
Hmm.
And I do want to talk real quick because just to sum up this whole episode, at the end she just breaks into a rage. That
Hmm.
rage that Bruce was telling her for the longest time, like, hey, you got to control that because they're going to look at you differently if you let that rage. And in the first few episodes, I can control that. I can control that. But this particular thing happens, which, who can blame her for breaking like that? I mean, she busts through the wall. She's even not even talking anymore. She's like
Growling.
roaring. Roar!
Hmm.
Right. She's roaring. And I mean, they have the guns on her. And this is a moment where I looked at this and I was like, this could be a turning point here because, the show is such a comedy show. It's a comedy show. And this moment happened. I'm like, do they make the change for she stopped breaking the fourth wall? You don't see that,
I
right?
don't think so.
You
I
know,
don't
they,
think so.
they,
I
they,
don't
they
see that
keep,
happening because not on the last episode. Maybe it have a couple scenes where it's more serious, but I think
yeah.
overall the tone is going to stay consistent. Only because it's the final episode. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. It's my favorite episode so far of the season. It
Yeah.
had the most action, and I think that's really what this series has been missing. It's so jokey that there's really no serious moments to kind of level out the jokes. And this one had a little more seriousness, a lot more action, and I enjoyed this episode.
You want to take the floor, Vic? Oh,
Sure. I really liked it. I thought the way that Daredevil was brought in, which is literally something we've been thinking about for probably the last 3 years, I gotta say. You know what I mean? This guy's name has been thrown around for such a long time. The way they brought him in just makes me very happy to see the future. Now, at the very end of the episode, when she looks into the camera, I don't
mhm.
know if she's looking at somebody or if she's third person. So now that alone got me hooked to want to see the next episode. So yeah, this is great.
It was a fun episode. It was a lot of fun. I did love the superhero team up. I'm a kind of weak for stuff like that, and with Matt coming in and showing up, and it was just fun. It was fun to see a different side of him. He was lighthearted. But he still had certain actions. I thought something that was really cool was when she says, "Who are you?" Like the Golden Devil. He says, "Daredevil," and they play
The
the,
music.
the theme. Yeah, I love that. I love that so much. I love that little detail. I love that continuation, and I look forward to see what they do with Charlie Cox. Um,
Now,
more,
is he British? Because this
yeah,
accent sounded funny. Okay, I thought so
yeah.
because there was a couple times he told me,
His sounded a lot different than on Netflix.
Yeah.
About his tone, I don't know what was going on.
Maybe he's out of practice doing the fake American accent. That's what I think it was.
Yeah, it could be because he definitely sounded a lot different than he would on the Netflix one.
Mhm.
But just to sum it up, he made the episode so much fun, and it just makes me excited to see what goes on. I'm just going to tune in to the final episode anyway because we're going to be back here next week to be reviewing that, so you guys should be too.
All right. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.